Hello, today we'll be looking at some of the reasons why strategic management fails. Reasons for failure of strategic management. We know that strategic management strategy is a very important plan of the organization, the most important plan of the organization. Based on this plan, only all the other plans are made. But once we have a strategy, our chances of success are very high, much more higher than companies which do not have a strategy. But just having strategic management will not guarantee the success of the company. There are reasons why the strategy of the company fails. Right? Strategic management also, once the strategy has been made and put into place, there are chances of failure of the strategy, fundamentally in the implementation phase. So let's look at some of the reasons why the strategy fails. First one, an overwhelming strategic plan. Right? Strategic plans have to be simple. They have to be innovative and creative so that it becomes much more simple in nature, which can be carried out. Because there is a newness in doing the strategy. Right? So in case it is very overwhelming and very complicated, where without much innovation and creativity in that, and very cumbersome, there is a chance that it becomes too overwhelming and too much for the organization to really bear it and put it into action. Such a case, the strategic plan can fail. Second one, unrealistic goals. Right? Strategies we discussed have to have stretch goals. A strategy has to be made on stretch goals which are based on the market. But there are still requirements for it to be somewhat realistic. An unrealistic goal will remove the motivation from the employees, and halfway through there will be no momentum for moving forward. So if the goals are unrealistic, there is a chance for failure of that particular strategic plan. Third one, lack of leadership. We know that strategy has to be driven from top. It has to ensure the top management have to be highly involved in getting the strategy in place in the organization and to implement the strategy. And top management have to cultivate leaders across the organization to really drive the strategy. If this is not there, a lack of leadership will definitely fail the strategic plan. Fourth one, focus of structural changes. If the focus is only on structural changes, that is not enough for implementing a strategy. The strategical communication, the behavioral aspect, the culture, we talked about leadership. All these are also very, very important if you want to implement the strategy. If you are going to have only the structural changes, then that is not enough for implementing a strategy and making it successful. Fifth one, unclear accountability. If the employees are not clear of their job responsibilities as a team and as individual members, there is a chance for failure of strategic management. Because when a new strategy is put in place, it involves very often re-looking at the job responsibilities of different people and teams. If this is not told very correctly and they are not clear about it, then certain works, important and critical works, are likely to be missed out, leading to the failure of strategic management. Sixth one, lack of empowerment. Empowerment is the process of giving decision-making authority to your employees. We have to take the subordinates into confidence when we are actually implementing a strategy. We have to supervise them. We have to see and make them capable, but over a period of time, they have to be empowered. They have to own the strategic making, the strategy of the company, and implement that strategy. So if you are withholding empowerment of your employees, it is likely to lead to the failure of implementing a strategy. Seventh one, lack of communication. So communication is the lifeline of the organization. It is through this that all the work takes place. No organization from a structural perspective can be perfect. Communication makes up for the lack of structural, lack of any cultural aspects which are present. So a proper communication is a must, both vertically and horizontally. Horizontally leads to good coordination. Right? If this communication is absent in the organization, then it is likely to lead to the failure of the strategic plan. Eighth one, getting caught in the day-to-day operational problems. If the top managers concentrate only on the day-to-day operational aspect, right, then they are losing the sight of the big picture. They are losing the important activities to be done. They have to be involved and they have to help out the subordinates in the operational aspect. They have to be involved, but they cannot get caught in those operational works. Right? That cannot be their responsibility. Again, we are coming to the aspect of empowerment. We don't empower the employees, the top managers are likely to get caught in the operational aspects. If the operational aspects are not empowered and given to the operational people, and the top managers get caught in the operational problems and operational running of the organization, the focus on the strategy is likely to be lost, resulting in the failure of the strategic plan. Ninth one, lack of clarity on actions required. Once we make the strategic plan, it is going to be a precedent for many decisions and many actions to be carried out. It can be even hundreds. So sometimes these actions can overlap, and if there is no clear responsibility of the actions to be carried out, no clear feedback mechanisms, and lack of clarity on the actions which are required to be done to carry out that strategy, right? And if it is not being told, thought down to the details, and all the actions required for the strategy to be carried out are not done, we are asking for a failure of the strategy, right? The strategy requires so many actions, and these actions need to be clear, and it has to be carried out. Then only the strategy works. Otherwise, it fails, right? 10th one, inadequate monitoring. Right? The top management has to monitor the strategy. It has to have good control checkpoints, because many works of this strategy are very important. Some are not that important. Some can be delegated. Some has to be done by them own. Top management has to be involved. They're very important. So if you do not monitor all these different importance of activities, and you do not monitor it and have a milestone, and you do not check whether it is moving forward properly, then so many activities may not be able to be coordinated. Some may move fast, some may not move at all. Then the strategy is likely to fail. Same thing from the junior side, from the subordinate side, no progress reporting. If the subordinates don't report the progress, they're doing the works, but they are not keeping the top management informed through all reports that how much they have progressed, what is the problems they have faced, has it progressed in the right manner. If they're not taking the feedback and first of all not reporting this to the top management and not getting the feedback and just moving forward, then the strategy is likely to fail. And 12th one, lack of alignment. Right? This is talking in terms of coordination and alignment of different activities which need to be carried out. And also alignment of the internal activities with the external activities. Internal organization with the external market. So basically, even internally, all the activities have to be aligned. There has to be coordination between the different activities. Marketing has to do its work. So the entire company is involved in the strategy. It is not particular department. So various activities, both vertical alignment and horizontal alignment across the department is essential for the strategy to be put in place and for it to work. Otherwise, the strategy is likely to fail. Okay, thank you.